Have you ever wanted to race across Hyrule, soar through the skies, and explore the depths on a creation of your own design? Well, it turns out you don't have to, or didn't. You see, there is this silly little glitch called Autobuild Canceling that was unfortunately patched with the 1.1.2 update, but if you're not updating or just like looking at glitches, this should be interesting. First, I should mention that this glitch was originally discovered by Taco-sensei1, and as soon as I saw Linkus7's video showing it off, I had to give it a try myself. Thankfully, the setup is extremely simple. All you need is the auto-build ability and some sort of schematic. In this case, I started with Linkus's design of a wooden board with an apple because it's efficient, easy, and will have a snack for later. With the design floating in front of you, you want to press B to cancel and Y to go back to the menu at basically the same time. This was pretty easy to do reliably, so the timing isn't very tight. You'll know it worked when you're back in the menu, and when you press A to reselect your design, this will happen. It snaps together, seemingly auto-built, but not really. All of the appropriate pieces are floating in place alongside the holographic outline, but nothing is connected, and you can move and control Link like normal. That's Autobuild Canceling, and it will remain active until we re-enter the Autobuild menu by using the ability with L, or otherwise doing something that would cause the game to reload, like sleeping, dying, loading a save, or experiencing a blood moon, oddly enough. So that's cool. Link's using his force powers to make the build float in front of him. How can we use this to our advantage? Well, Taco-sensei1 also found that you can use objects or the terrain to force your auto-build structure closer to Link so that he can hop on top, at which point he can start sliding across Hyrule. That is an auto-build cancel slide. This works because, well, I could only really describe it as troll physics. Maybe you've seen those garbage memes from a decade ago. It's kinda like that. The auto-build ability naturally keeps the schematic some feet away from Link, and since we got up onto the schematic, we're too close to it, so the game is trying to push it away from us, which pushes us, and on and on. We can go very quickly and even control our direction depending on Link's positioning. It's very easy to catch some huge air, and thankfully as long as we remain on the board, we won't take any fall damage, which is cool, but can we take this even further? Having gotten a hang of this whole auto-build cancel sliding thing, I decided to try making a box. With how fast Link and the schematic gets moving, I wanted to keep him safely inside the glitch machine at all times. Getting inside is a little bit trickier, but thankfully we can simply ascend up through the bottom of the box. Once inside, we can then slide around to our heart's content, and Link probably won't clip outside, but it sure looks like he does. Like I mentioned before, our schematic wasn't technically built because none of the objects have the fluorescent green Play-Doh holding it together, but still, the game is keeping all of the pieces in place physically. But when you go fast enough, they begin to get desynced visually, so Link appears to be running on air, even though he's still very much inside the box. That said, as fast as we can travel horizontally, we don't have really any way to go up and down, unless we build something with a ramp like this. Once atop it, if we run up the ramp, we're both getting in front and above the auto-build's invisible center point, so it moves the ramp upwards and boom. With this, we can quickly gain height, but you'll start to notice it's very difficult to remain straight on with the schematic's invisible center, either through the game's inherent weirdness or just misadjustments. I always started to rotate, which does make going upwards difficult. Eventually, I was curious about how Zonai devices would function. Turns out, they work like normal, just not together. Again, since there's no green Play-Doh, none of the objects will interact with each other, but you still can turn on individual devices as usual with arrows or other attacks. This leads to a weird moment where I was actually being pushed up by a fan, which consequently got pushed up itself. Aren't glitches magical? Onwards, I also realized while messing around that your auto-build schematic's initial orientation matters, because after setting up the auto-build cancel glitch, you cannot control position or rotation of the schematic. It always stays in front of Link, though being able to move around like normal makes in front irrelevant. And we've seen how we can abuse the physics by getting too close to the schematic, but getting it stuck on something and running away reveals that there doesn't seem to be any kind of too far, at least as far as I could tell. It also won't really move closer beyond a certain point, which led to an odd conundrum. Am I following the schematic, or is it following me? Anyways, I should also note that despite how it initially seems to build a creation, if you destroy any pieces, like with fire, you can collect more by going near them, because it's always attempting to build the auto-build schematic. And I should also note that if you make a schematic with some kind of item like an apple, weapon, shield, that kind of thing, you can freely collect it and it will still be looking for the replacement. So I put together this schematic with normal and golden apples, and I visited the Satori Mountain Orchard where I was able to solve my own worldly hunger easier than ever before. No doubt this glitch has even more applications, but that's what I've come up with so far. I hope you've enjoyed. Let's head into the outro. Thanks for watching. Big thanks to my channel members for the support, and a Satori Mountain-sized thanks to Captain Crayfish for being a super fan. If you enjoyed this video, why not leave a like, maybe subscribe, and let me know if there are any other topics in Tears of the Kingdom that you want to see me cover. And once that's done, go check out some of my other Zelda videos. I have a bunch of them. That's it for this one. See you next time. Bye-bye.